Marte Mapu arrived in New England as a hybrid weapon with unique versatility. An FCS standout who played linebacker or safety at Sacramento State, but projected more as a box linebacker or maybe a big nickel in the NFL. In college, Marte was known for his instincts, range, and violence downhill. My initial thought was Belichick selected Mapu with the idea of molding him into one of those modern positionless defenders who could cover tight ends, handle run fits, and disrupt passing lanes as a matchup piece. My gut told me he was there to be insurance on Duggar. However, I also had hopes that Marte could really develop into that true, quote, star defender, because he has the talents to do just about everything, and his potential to play a hybrid nickel, safety, linebacker, basically everything, responsibility. At the time, I was pretty big on the pick because Marte's profile is, maybe I'll use the word unicorn or just rare. Has impressive linebacker-esque instincts, but has the movement skills like a D-back. However, he was used sparingly throughout 2023, primarily due to kind of a delayed start from a pec injury, I believe it was, in his pre-draft process. So he was kind of limited to sub-packages or special teams duties that first year, which when he was out there, he showed instincts and strong tackling ability. Now, also part of that limited deployment kind of came from a crowded veteran linebacker room as well as some safeties. And the other thing was just some questions whether his frame hold up consistently inside the box. Well, last year we saw him primarily in the safety role and even was a defensive play caller, having the green dot for at least one game. So although his first two seasons really haven't been spectacular, he also hasn't really been like a slouch. In fact, he's been one of the more impactful players on the defense and special teams. And over the first two seasons, 27 games played. He only started in 10, most of them being last year. He's got 64 total tackles, 32 of those being solo. Not a lot. He's got half a sack, 7 passes defended. He's got 2 INTs with some return yards added to that. But he's also got 5 forced fumbles. And if you watch them, they are really forced fumbles. He caused it with great technique, really punching the ball out. But point being, over his first 2 seasons, Mapu actually has demonstrated growth and adaptability, obviously contributing both in coverage and in run support, and showing potential as a versatile defender in a variety of defensive schemes. And if you look at him like per snap, he's really impactful. Barely playing his rookie season, but if you combine 2023 and 2024, he has roughly 14% of the team's forced fumbles and 13% of the team's interceptions. Think about that. Barely playing his rookie year and not really having full-time responsibilities last year. Besides Gonzo having a few big interceptions, Keion and Dietrich getting some sacks, Peppers and Tavai having their moments. But other than that, Mapu is one of your most impactful players, despite being mostly a sub his rookie year and being moved around a lot in his second season. Now this year, with the arrival of Mike Vrabel as the new head coach of the New England Patriots, he's bringing that culture, he's bringing schematic shifts that could directly benefit Marte's trajectory. Vrabel is obviously a former Patriots linebacker himself, so the whole versatility, different responsibilities, he can relate with, right? And as a coach, he's consistently emphasized physical, smart, and versatile defensive play. Obviously, these traits align very well for Marte's skill set. During his time as the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Vrabel's defenses regularly leaned on hybrid defenders who could fill multiple roles, from blitzing off the edge to dropping into zone coverage or buzzing into the flat. Also enter Terrell Williams, who's Vrabel's new appointed defensive coordinator, served time as defensive line coach with Vrabel, later assistant head coach under Vrabel. Really helped that front seven philosophy that was built there with physicality and scheme multiplicity. Now, Williams' background is rooted in obviously up front, but his defense is routinely leaned on flexible second-level players to disguise pressure and give varying looks. This bodes well for a player like Mapu, who doesn't fit the mold of a traditional box linebacker, but thrives in more fluid roles. Now, in this new regime, Mapu could find himself being deployed as more of that dime sub-package player, but Williams and Vrabel might have bigger plans. They have shown willingness to trust hybrid linebackers who can blitz, drop, and shift post-snap. This could mean more reps for Mapu in more of those simulated pressure packages, zone match concepts, and even some early down looks as an off-ball will linebacker, especially if the Patriots move into like a 3-3-5 or a 4-2-5 alignment. And there's a decent track record for Vrabel bringing in multiple fronts and rotating linebackers into various alignments to confuse quarterbacks and obviously also clog passing lanes. And the Patriots linebacker room is really in flux with Bentley gone, but now you bring in Landry, you got Chason, you got Spillane, Gibbons is in there, Ellis is back. Not really sure what's going to happen with Tavai. Does Monty Rice have a spot, or is he a special teams guy? What's Jennings really going to be deployed as? I mean, the guy played a decent amount of linebacker last year, but obviously is one of your best edge setters. Where's he going to fit into the schemes? So there is like maybe an opportunity for Mop to claim some snaps in there during this restructuring. And for those who are saying he can't play linebacker, he's too small, actually, he's taller and heavier than Spillane, Ellis, and Rice. And I mean, the only true linebacker that's clearly bigger than Mapu is Tavai. And I guess if you want to throw in Jennings with his hybrid work last year, but I mean, Mapu's about the size of Gibbons. That's what we're talking about. So, like, basically, you'd go Tavai, Gibbons, maybe throw in, again, if you want to throw in Jennings, and then it's Mapu and Gibbons. So, the rest of the linebacking group is all smaller than Mapu. And if you look at the safety room, Marte is the tallest by far and the heaviest. I think Schooler comes in pretty close at 6'2", 215. But Duggar, Peppers, Pettis, Epps, Hawkins, Woodson now, all noticeably smaller. I think Peppers might be around 220-ish. That guy's built like a wrecking ball, but he's like 5'11". So, again, Mapu being substantially bigger than those guys. So one could say Mapu, in terms of size, is more of a linebacker, but he does have the length, and he's got the movement skills of being a defensive back. He hits like a linebacker, he can manage the defense like a linebacker, and he's getting better in coverage for a defensive back. He's got decent hands, too. So I would be kind of flummoxed if Vrabel and Williams can't find use for Mapu in either the linebacker or safety room, and maybe he just keeps developing into that ideal, quote, star defender, which has plenty of different names throughout the NFL and in the college levels. But essentially, that's a hybrid position, often aligned over the slot, which with responsibilities that blend with those of, again, kind of like a nickel corner for like handling tight ends or bigger slot receivers. Also has responsibilities as a strong safety or just a simple weak side linebacker. Because of his rare combination of instincts as a linebacker, coverage versatility as a defensive back, and just a brutal physicality of a strong safety, Mapu kind of fits that mold. I think the big thing for him that's overlooked is the coverage versatility. He does excel in both man and zone coverage. It's not perfect, but he does have the ability to match up against tight ends, running backs, and even some bigger slot receivers. He has really great spatial awareness. He has surprisingly fluid hips that is needed to mirror route runners and react quickly to option routes, which again is essential for defending that slot. But, I mean, this guy can definitely move up in run support. He's very violent there. I mean, he's 6'3", 230. So, linebacker frame with defensive back's mobility. That allows him to not only cover, but also come in and set that edge against perimeter plays and disrupt screens. Pretty good at that, too. And unlike undersized nickel corners, Mapu can take on blockers and hold up physically against bigger personnel without sacrificing speed or coverage ability. And he's definitely not a liability out there. Maybe not the most athletic guy, but the football IQ and processing definitely takes off that, like, tenth of a second that you might want to have off his 40. because the guy plays with natural anticipation, often diagnosing plays before they develop. That makes him highly effective at that star role, where defenders are asked to make post-snap reads, buzz into different zones, and adjust on the fly based upon motion and offensive linemen. Again, this guy is probably one of your more instinctual players on this defense. Him being out there is going to definitely disguise coverage, because everybody's going to know the guy can play multiple roles. It's not like he's going to be walking around like, I'm playing linebacker this play, or I'm playing safety, or I'm playing in the slot this play, or I'm playing nickel. And the moment a quarterback believes they figured out what he's going to be, the guy can blitz from the slot, or maybe he just drops right into coverage or crash down against the run. This makes him a chess piece in simulated pressure packages and also creeper blitzes. Things we've seen him do already as a Patriot. And he might be one of your best guys to do this if you're looking to really disguise coverage in 2025. The thing is, it's not just responsibilities, but the alignment flexibility. He's not going to give things away. So he can be an overhang defender in like a 4-2-5 or a 3-3-5 package, which is where he's aligning directly over the slot in like a big nickel formation, or he can rotate down from a split safety look. This allows the Patriots to stay in base personnel against like 11 personnel groupings without giving up athleticism and coverage. So flexibility, versatility, and disguise. Now, for Aries development, shedding blocks, he's not bad at it, but it's probably the one thing that's stopping him from basically being a middle linebacker. He's got the size, he's got the weight, but he definitely doesn't bang around like Bentley did. So, play strength versus the run. Now, admittedly, I don't think they wanted to be a prototypical Mike linebacker, especially because we're looking at a very coverage-heavy league. So his value and his strengths kind of go towards that like hybrid will linebacker safety role. So I still expect him to be a core special teamer, which, you know, he's performed very well in teams, and also still being a sub-package guy. But maybe this is the year you see a full-time will/star/rover, or more of the Isaiah Simmons, quote, money backer role that gives him that matchup versatility. So regardless of what Vrabel does with him, I hope to see him get some more usage and claim a more dominant role regardless of the position room or the position designation that's given to him. He's definitely going to be valuable if Vrabel and Wolf need to get a little bit more creative with the roster this year. Anyway, what do you guys think of Marte? Do you think they possibly move him more to a linebacker role? Does he stay in the safety, or does he take on even more of like a hybrid role position this year? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.